right, so I need to set the record straight and give you guys all the facts when it comes to my dog and it comes to my fiance and the possibility of giving up my youngest English bulldog, Tyra, because my fiance is so incredibly allergic to her. So,
and the reason why you have to address this is because of what happened on Facebook.
Yeah, I mean, the Facebook comments. And to be honest with you, I found them kind of laughable. I didn't get upset at all, even though I was getting... I rarely go to our Facebook page because I don't want to... to me, it's toxic, right?
It's a cesspool at times.
It's a cesspool, right? And poor Cassie has to deal with it every single day. But I was getting so many DMs from people going, oh my God, how do you handle it? And I'm like, what are you talking about? And they're like, the comments on Facebook. So I could have done the smart thing, healthy thing, and not gone. But I had to go to see what was checked out.
After
right?
somebody says that, you have to. And here's the thing, too. Like, a lot of those comments, you're like, they didn't listen to the break.
Right.
It's so apparent that what they literally read that little headline, which is less than 1% of what we discussed in a full 5 to 7 minutes, and made a judgment and commented without having ever once listened to the break.
Cassie.
So normally, I think that's 100% accurate. What really got me upset is I think this one, a lot of them did listen to the break, and they still made... I mean, the claims they made and the things they said had my jaw dropped to the point where Chad's like, what's wrong? My husband on the couch, he's like, are you okay? What's going on? What news did you get? And I was like, burn it all. I hate humanity.
Yeah, there's a certain percentage of you guys, which I really respect. It's not my opinion, but certain amount of you guys that believe that once a dog is in your home, everybody is equal in your family. Okay, so dogs, cats, goats, pigs, whatever your pet is the exact same as your family members. Your daughter, your brother, your mom, your dad. Everybody's on the same plane. I understand that. I don't subscribe to that, okay? My fiance, I don't know what that sign is actually called, better than Tyra.
It's greater than.
Greater than.
Greater than, right. Greater than Tyra. But as I said, when I first started speaking to you guys about this, it is a heartbreaking thought that I have, but it is a seed of an idea right now because the situation in my home is so bad that for everybody, it's not working for everybody. That, you know how when you're playing things out in your head, at least I do this, I'm like, okay, what's the worst thing that can happen? And for me, the worst thing that can happen is that we don't find any cure, as a very last hope, I would have to get rid of Tyra. Maybe I should have said that in the very, very beginning. There are probably, I'm guessing, well, no. Now I know, based on the Facebook comments, 45 things that I can do before. And a lot of them were really, really helpful. Really helpful.
Because you guys are in the problem-solving phase right now of trying to figure this out so everybody can be happy, healthy, and under the same roof.
And a lot of you guys really helped out a lot because some of this stuff just doesn't make sense to me. Like Tyra was in our house before in Sandy Springs. And Tiffany was allergic to Tyra. But since we're in the new house in...
Here we go.
Swanee.
There.
Well, you just spit on yourself.
Yeah, I can't get it.
Might have electrocuted myself.
You went too hard.
Too hard on the S.
But for whatever reason, since we've been in the new house, her allergies have been unbearable.
Dude, that's it. She's allergic to Swanee.
We got to move back to the city? The air is different? So, it doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Why is it worse? So I am having all the air filters changed. We're putting in clean air in the house. I'm doing everything that I can because it doesn't make much sense that she hasn't been allergic until we moved, right? So it's got to be something that's different.
Unless, do you know if the owners of the house before you had pets? Because, carpet remembers.
Yes, it does.
I think
Even walls remember.
Walls remember, but carpet is just ooh.
I looked at so many homes. I can't remember if this is the home where they had those 2 huge orange cats, man.
Let's just assume it's a yeah.
Because there was a Facebook comment that somebody said, even if I go into a house that doesn't have pets in it, but it had pets in it, I have a crazy allergic reaction. Maybe she's really allergic to the orange cats. It's always the cat's fault. Always.
Dad, calm down.
But a lot of you guys were saying, I mean, some of the comments were like, look, the dogs were there before Tiffany was. A lot of you guys were saying, this is a red flag. Get rid of Tiffany. She's trying to be controlling.
Rehome your fiance.
That's how many comments did I say
Are you
back
kidding?
like that, Cassie?
There
Like, you know
were
what? I'm looking for a good home for Tiffany now.
You did, because there were a scary amount of them that said that. But my favorite was that your commitment to Tyra was more sacred than your engagement.
They did not say that.
Yes, they did, and they were absolutely serious. It wasn't a joke.
Yes.
That was the theme of the thread. Was that Tyra was there first? Get rid of the girlfriend. Get rid of the fiance. Your dog is more important than the human being that you're gonna marry and be with for the rest of your life.
That one wasn't the most ridiculous. The most ridiculous one was the one that said, take her to the trainer that Kristen and I are always talking about and train her.
Train Tiffany?
No, the dog.
Not to have allergies?
Not
Yes.
to have. Not,
Yes.
Wait.
Yes. Take the dog to the trainer to break her of her allergies.
Trainer just sits there. They look at each other. Bad dog. You have dander today. Bad dog.
Kristen's looking at me like I'm making this up. You can go on the Facebook page
I'm gonna
and
pass. I'm gonna pass on going to our Facebook page. I'm gonna leave that to the professionals,
Yeah.
Cassie.
It
So-
is lovely to see how many people care about animals. I mean, they really do.
is.
And I think that's a beautiful thing. It's just some of them, when they care about animals, don't care about human beings.
Right. Look,
That's weird.
the situation isn't working for anything living in the house right now. My fiance is sequestered upstairs with her daughter, and my dog is downstairs. I mean, it's a finished basement, but it's a basement nonetheless. And I only get to hang out with her for like 30, 45 minutes a day. So it's not working.
She's like the fan of the opera down there.
What a little thing. Oh,
Playing
poor
an
little-
organ.
It breaks my heart, man. So, again, the idea of getting rid of Tyra is heartbreaking, and it's the last thing on a long list of scenarios that would have to happen. So everybody calm down.
Can't wait to hear what the trainer has to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, how we gonna break her of the allergies?
Tyra failed her class again.
The Bert Show.